All right, everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive. Today we're tackling something that sounds like it's straight out of sci-fi, but it's actually happening right now.
Yeah, this is pretty big.
AI that's basically an expert in whatever you need it to be.
Like a custom-built AI genius.
Exactly. And we're talking about OpenAI here.
The folks behind ChatGPT. Yeah.
They're launching a research program to make this a reality. It's called reinforcement fine-tuning. And it's kind of a big deal.
Definitely a game changer.
So for anyone who's maybe not totally familiar with
Here's
OpenAI,
like a quick recap.
they create these incredibly powerful AI models, and now they're saying, hey, let's let people customize them for specific tasks.
It's like taking this amazing tool and making it even more powerful.
So reinforcement fine-tuning, what exactly is that?
Okay, imagine you're teaching a dog a new trick, right? But instead of giving it treats, you're using mountains of data, tons of examples. Like, let's say you want an AI that's a legal eagle, a total expert in law.
So you'd feed it, what, legal documents?
Exactly. You'd feed it thousands of legal documents, each one carefully tagged with the correct legal interpretation, the right answer, so to speak.
So the AI learns by example, by seeing what the correct outcome is in all these cases.
Exactly. And get this, each time the AI analyzes a document, it gets feedback on how accurate it was, how close it got to the right answer.
So it's constantly being tested.
You got it. It's constantly learning from its mistakes, refining its approach, becoming more and more accurate. It's almost like, well, like an actual lawyer studying case after case.
Wow. So over time, it gets, what, incredibly good at understanding the nuances of law.
Precisely. It becomes an expert by practicing and getting feedback just on a massive AI scale.
Okay, but wouldn't that take forever,
Yeah.
training on thousands of documents?
Well, that's where the power of AI comes in. AI can process information at speeds that, well, that our brains just can't handle. What might take a human years to learn, an AI can master in a fraction of the time.
That's wild. So who gets to be a part of this research? I mean, it can't be just anyone, right?
Oh yeah, OpenAI is definitely being pretty selective here. They're looking for researchers, universities, companies, anyone working on complex tasks that could really benefit from this kind of specialized AI.
So we're talking, like, what kind of tasks? Did they give any specifics?
Yeah, they specifically mention fields like law, insurance, healthcare, finance, engineering, that kind of thing.
Interesting mix. Is there a reason they highlighted those fields, you think?
Well, think about it. All those fields rely heavily on making sense of huge amounts of data to make important decisions.
Right. Like legal precedents, medical diagnoses, financial risk assessments.
Exactly. And they're all looking for that correct outcome based on the data. Reinforcement fine-tuning basically lets AI tackle those mountains of data at a speed and scale we've never seen before.
It's not just about speed, though, is it? It's also about finding those hidden patterns, connections that humans might miss, right?
Absolutely. It's about AI uncovering insights that could revolutionize those fields. So those early adopters, the ones selected, what do they actually get to DO?
Right. Good question. They just get to play with some fancy AI.
Well, they get early access to the reinforcement fine-tuning API. Think of an API like a doorway that lets you tap into the AI's power.
So you can customize the AI through this API.
Yep. It's not just about using the AI, it's about shaping it, tailoring it to perfectly fit the task at hand. And of course, a big part of this is feedback.
So they'll be helping OpenAI improve the API before it goes public.
Exactly. And something they keep emphasizing is data sharing. OpenAI is really keen on everyone sharing the data they use for training. The more data, the better. The more data these models can learn from, the more accurate and powerful they become.
Right, a kind of collective effort to push AI forward. So how do you even apply to be part of this whole thing?
The application process is pretty in-depth from what I saw. They want to know about your organization, what you do, the specific challenges you face, the solutions you've tried. Really get a sense of whether you're a good fit for the program.
They're not messing around.
Yeah.
And it sounds like sharing your data is a pretty big factor in whether you get picked.
Oh yeah, definitely a priority for OpenAI. They're looking for organizations that are willing to contribute to this shared knowledge pool.
Makes sense. So the million-dollar question, I guess, when can the rest of us get our hands on this tech?
Early 2025 is what they're aiming for.
Wow, that's not that far off. Think about it. Early 2025, you could potentially have access to this kind of customizable AI. It's mind-blowing. It really makes you think, what would you create if you had access to this kind of power? It really makes you wonder where AI is headed and how it's going to impact our world, doesn't it?
It's definitely something to ponder.
Well, on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep those AI dreams coming.
See you, Spaff.